Now we will step into step 5. Step into step 5. We're going to do step 5 next, and we'll talk about multi-valued attributes. So this step, a lot of times we're just doing a check here. Sometimes there's going to be action needed. Attributes that are containers. So we're going to look at our class diagram for attributes that are containers. For those that are already connected, we're going to create a relationship that reflects the relationship in the class diagram. And then for no connections, we're going to add a table if it doesn't exist, and then we'll create a one-to-many relationship from the table with the container to the new table. So pause that. Let's jump over to the mapping page. So for multi-valued attributes, I like the way this one says it better actually. Attributes that are containers, we're going to create a new table if it doesn't exist and create a one-to-many relationship from the original table to the new table. So what we're saying here is that, right, let's take a look at this one right here. So student has sections. Okay, this is an attribute that is a container. We're going to make sure that there is a table for this class that is contained here, okay, which we already have that, right? So section already has a container, or it already has a class here, and we already have it spelled out in our database table diagram. So what we're saying then is if you had one of these, right? So say there was, another type of object here specified as a container, but we didn't actually have that in our class diagram as a table, we would want to go ahead and we would want to create a new table and create a one-to-many relationship from that table from those two tables. Attributes that are class objects, create a new table if it doesn't exist and create a relationship that reflects that. So here we're dealing with containers, here we're dealing with objects. So if I jump over here, we have faculty has an object as an attribute, and if this didn't already have this class, if the class diagram didn't already have the class specified within it, and it just had this information, then we would want to go ahead and make sure that the database table diagram did. So faculty has an office, so we'd want that spelled out in our database table diagram as well. So like I said before, this is just a check step. So we're just checking to make sure that these things are correct and that they are already created. And sometimes you'll see something within your class diagram that is a container, but that doesn't have a class specifically made for it. So one particular thing that I can think of is maybe you have a categories class, and maybe there's an object in your class that can have several categories, but maybe you didn't actually create a categories table because it's just one word. It didn't necessarily need a table. You would want to go ahead and create that table in your database table diagram. Okay, so that might be a little abstract to think about that, but either way, if you have questions about that, please just reach out, and I'm more than happy to provide an example or talk with you in person about it.